Good evening, I'm Michael Collie. A farmer who saw his animals killed and buried 2 weeks ago has been told they're going to have to be buried deeper. Ministry of Agriculture officials say gases are leaking from the site. The farmer says it's increasing the trauma for his family and the surrounding community. Joan Cummins has this report.
The Masseys have been tenant farmers on Hall Farm near Nosal in Staffordshire since 1929. But this foot-and-mouth crisis is threatening to end a family tradition. The family's 600 sheep and 1,400 pigs were slaughtered 2 weeks ago. But now escaping gases from the decomposing animals are causing concern.
They decided they were going to dig a hole down the side that the carcasses could move about because they were worried about contamination with the gas coming off. Well, if they dig a hole down the side, all the gas would have come off anyway from the carcasses there. I mean, they did start it earlier on and the smell was horrendous. When we tried to stop them, but they said they could do what they wanted to.
The overriding impression today is one of misunderstanding and confusion. The Massey family believe that blood tests which came back negative prove that their slaughtered flock was actually clear of the virus. However, Mass insist that a clinical examination of 3 of the sheep proved that they did have foot and mouth. The one thing that seems to be continuing, however, here in the countryside is that entire farming communities still feel like prisoners in their own homes.
And Stratford Races have been shut down after the boundaries of the foot and mouth restriction zone changed to include the course. Race officials say the move will cost them around £25,000 and damage local tourism. They're angry that the affected area has been changed despite there being no new outbreaks. A man arrested in connection with an arson attack which led to another man's death has been released without charge. Colin Salt, who was 47, died after suffering 70% burns in the fire at a newsagent's in Braidley in Stoke-on-Trent in December. A 31-year-old man from Liverpool was released last night after being questioned by police in Newcastle-under-Lyme. Patients had to be moved from a hospital in the early hours of this morning after a fire broke out. It started in a basement kitchen at Wolverhampton Eye Infirmary, and smoke spread to all 3 floors. 6 staff and 7 patients, some of whom were children, were taken to Wolverhampton's New Cross Hospital, although nobody was seriously injured. A spokeswoman said operations at the infirmary would be going ahead as usual next week. Now, I'm sure you'd agree that celebrating your 100th birthday is quite an achievement for anyone. 101 is even more remarkable, but 102? Well, you've got to do something pretty spectacular, which is exactly what Edith Osborne did. Our reporter Mike Kilbane was there.
Friday the 13th holds no fears for Edith Osborne. In fact, not much does. And today she wanted to go further than the Wolverhampton Business Airport in Staffordshire.
Australia.
You can't go to Australia today in that.
No, I know. I only wish I could.
She's probably the oldest ever airship traveller. She's lived in Birmingham for most of her life. 10 years ago, she gave up smoking because she said she had so much she wanted to do. The flight today followed last year's birthday treat, a helicopter trip. She was game for several circuits of the airfield, revelling in her bird's-eye view of the Midlands countryside. But once she was up and away, Edith didn't want to come down. And with Edith's high spirits, she admits to a liking for whiskey. You wonder what's next.
How we'll ever top this, I don't think we will, but we'll try. Maybe she'll go for a bungee jump next year.
It's so beautiful. Oh, but I think it is lovely. And I really enjoyed it. It's been my best birthday present I could ever have.
Wow, inspiration to us all. Now, that's all-important bank holiday weather. Let's start with tonight. Rather cloudy with some patchy light rain or drizzle and feeling cold at first, down at 2 Celsius. Tomorrow, cloudy with more light rain, although it should be drier and brighter later on with a top of 12 Celsius. And Easter Sunday, again, a bit of a mixture, some quite blustery showers with some sunny spells in between. The top temperature perhaps around 11 Celsius. So some sun should come our way at some point. I'll be back with